In order to have an unshakable prophetic ministry, one that's going to last the test of time and trial, we need to have strong, secure foundations. The Apostle Paul describes the church as being built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets, with Christ Jesus himself as the chief cornerstone. In ancient times, a cornerstone was critical to the building process. The builders would lay the stone first at a corner of the foundations, and from its precise angles, they would line up the walls so that the whole building would be correctly aligned right through to completion. Jesus is the cornerstone of the church, and this is a helpful picture that we can also apply to our personal lives and our journey of growing in prophecy and prophetic ministry. I want to share 4 ways that you can align your prophetic ministry with Jesus. And the first one is to make Jesus himself your primary message. The author of Hebrews wrote this: "In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways, but in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son." Jesus is and always will be God's greatest message, and every prophetic word will both reveal Jesus and point people to Jesus. Secondly, check that your insights are compatible with the message of the gospel. As Jesus set out on his ministry, he made this announcement from the book of Isaiah: "The Spirit of the Lord is on me because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." This is the message of the gospel. It's good news to the poor. It proclaims and results in freedom. It invites reconciliation. And in prophetic ministry, what we are hearing from God will always resonate with the message of the gospel. Jesus said, "Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father." Prophecy is going to accurately represent the Father's heart to save and redeem. And the third point of alignment is, let Jesus be your greatest role model in prophetic ministry. Elijah isn't our principal role model, neither is Elisha nor any of the Old Testament prophets. Of course we can learn from them. We'll also honor God's leaders, mentors, spiritual parents, and fivefold ministers who equip and inspire us. But our greatest desire in prophetic ministry should be to be like Jesus. And fourthly, let intimacy with Jesus be your source. The cornerstone was the most important stone in ancient buildings, the stone by which every other building block was laid. But these days, a cornerstone as we know it is often there just for display, placed on the outside of a building so everyone can see with an inscription and dedication on it. But it's lost its original function. Sometimes our relationship with God can get like that. It looks good from the outside. People can see that we're working hard for God. We may be operating in spiritual gifts and prophecy, but in that deep hidden place of our life, that cornerstone of our love relationship with Jesus is missing. So if you're feeling dry today, Jesus invites you to come to him, to renew your relationship with him and be filled with his Spirit. In that place of intimate communion with him, you'll hear his voice and your ministry will be life-giving once more.